Jason couldn't sleep that night. Marcus's words echoed through his mind like a broken record. Maybe someone made them forget. What did that mean? Was Amara in danger? Had she moved on? Had something happened to Ariel? Or worse, had they both been taken from him, one way or another? Jason had sent letters, begged the guards, even tried to reach his lawyer, no answer. It was as if he'd been erased from his own life. I need to know what happened to my family, he told Marcus one evening, their conversation muffled by the hum of flickering hallway lights. Marcus studied him for a moment, then nodded. I know a guy. He's on the outside now. Owes me his life. I'll get a message out. Jason gripped his friend's hand with quiet gratitude. Thank you. One night, Marcus slid a folded piece of paper into Jason's hand. It was smuggled in from the outside. Jason unfolded it with trembling fingers. There was no message. Just a photo. Jason stared at the photo in his trembling hands, Amara, Ariel, and Uncle Raymond, standing like a happy family in front of a mansion that used to be his. Marcus sat beside him, unusually silent. I used to know your dad, Marcus said. You knew? Jason finally whispered. Marcus didn't deny it. Jason turned, eyes blazing. You were one of those enemies. Marcus didn't deny it. I didn't know it was you until I saw your last name, he said, his voice low. Charles Michaels, he was a good man. Powerful. Fair. But he had enemies. Jason turned, eyes blazing. You were one of those enemies. Marcus looked down at the concrete floor. No. I was just the weapon. Not the hand pulling the trigger. Jason's fist clenched. Who ordered it? A long pause. Then Marcus looked up, guilt etched into every line of his weathered face. Your uncle. Raymond. The room spun. Jason stood abruptly, his body shaking. Rage boiled in his chest like a volcano. Everything made sense now, the speed at which Raymond took over the family empire. You helped him kill my father, Jason growled. Marcus didn't defend himself. I was young. Greedy. Broken. I'd done worse before that night. But your father was different. I regretted it the moment it was done. Jason, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Jason looked away, fist still clenched, heart torn between grief and fury. But he saw something real in Marcus's eyes, remorse. The kind that doesn't fade. You were part of the worst day of my life, Jason said, voice cracking. But you're the only one who's been real with me since I got in here. Marcus nodded, quietly. You've changed. I see it. Doesn't make it right, but I believe you, Jason said after a long silence. Then let me help you make things right, Marcus said. Let's take down the man who set all of this in motion. Marcus arranged a coded message to be smuggled out to an old associate, someone who used to move weapons and intel for the underworld, but now ran a low-key digital security firm. His name was Silas. Brilliant. Paranoid. Dangerous. Within 2 weeks, they got a response. Silas had begun digging into Raymond's recent moves. What he found was disturbing: multiple offshore accounts in Raymond's name. Dummy corporations. Hidden transfers. And worst of all, a sealed report from years ago tied to a hit contract, one that marked the night Charles Michaels was killed. But Jason couldn't take any step for justice. He lived in a cage called prison. The seasons had changed. Time crawled in prison, but now, something felt different, like the air itself was shifting. I've done my time, he told Jason during their final walk around the yard. I don't expect forgiveness from the world, but I owe you something. When I get out, I'm going to finish what we started. I'll bring that devil of an uncle down, even if it's the last thing I do. Jason nodded, his expression unreadable. I believe you. It had been over 6 years. Still no word from Amara. No sign of Ariel. Raymond had kept everything tightly sealed. But Jason wasn't the same broken man who came in. Prison had sharpened him, hardened him. His mind was sharper. His will, stronger. And then the news came. A new government. A fresh administration. To cleanse corruption and show compassion, they launched a presidential amnesty program. Non-violent offenders with good behavior would be evaluated for early release. Jason was shocked when his name made the shortlist. I thought I was forgotten, he told Marcus. You're not, Marcus said with a smile. The devil might have buried you, but God remembered. 2 months later, both men were out of the prison gates. The sun hit Jason's face like a promise. For the first time in years, he breathed air without iron bars behind it. Marcus, waiting beside a black SUV parked a few meters away, lit a cigarette and looked at him. We're not done, he said. We're just getting started. Jason nodded slowly. First, I want to know what happened to my wife. My daughter. Marcus slid into the passenger seat and made a call. I've already got people watching Raymond. He's gotten richer. More dangerous. But now we are on the outside, we play by different rules. Jason stood there a moment longer, watching the road ahead. There was pain behind him, yes, but ahead. Jason stepped back into the world a free man, but nothing felt the same. The city had changed. His name was stained. His former mansion was now Raymond's estate. And Amara, she was nowhere to be found. Jason sat at the edge of the table, the warehouse dim and cold, the silence heavy, until Silas tossed another envelope onto the surface. There's more, Silas said grimly. Jason opened it slowly. What he saw next drained the color from his face. Amara. Dressed in luxury. Designer sunglasses. Expensive heels. And beside her, Raymond. Not just standing close. Holding hands. Marcus leaned forward, frowning. This isn't old. Silas shook his head. Taken last week. They've been photographed multiple times leaving high-end restaurants, shopping centers, even vacation resorts. They are not hiding. They are flaunting. Jason's heart twisted. She was with him. The same man who had his father killed. The same man who stole everything. And now, the woman he loved, the mother of his child, was living in comfort beside the devil. Are you sure they're together? Jason asked, voice cold. Silas nodded. From what I've seen, she's not being held against her will. She's smiling in the photos. Looks comfortable. Almost loyal. Jason dropped the photos on the table and stepped back, his breathing uneven. Silas leaned back in his chair. They are careful, but not careful enough. I've set up trackers. Next time they are spotted, we move. We trail them. Quiet. No contact until we know what the hell is really going on. Marcus nodded. We don't just want answers. We want the truth. And once we get it, we tear everything down. With Silas' mapped plan and information, they moved to hit the game. The villa sat high on the hills of Lekki Peninsula, gated, guarded, and dripping with wealth. Tall walls wrapped around it like a fortress, and armed security patrolled the grounds in shifts. Raymond spared no expense. Silas, crouched beside his van parked down the street, tapped into the security feed with a smirk. Got access to their interior cams, at least, the ones they don't know I planted. Inside the van, Marcus checked his weapon. We're not going in guns blazing. We just need Amara. Her words. The truth. The world needs to hear it. She's in the house, Silas whispered. Raymond's not home. This is our shot. The infiltration was silent and precise. They slipped past motion detectors, climbed blind spots in the security cameras, and scaled the back wall. A stormy sky above gave them cover. When they reached the rear patio, Silas gave a quick signal, she's in the study. Jason stepped forward. I'll go in alone. Marcus grabbed his arm. You sure? I need to see her face when she realizes I'm not dead. With quiet confidence, Jason moved through the shadows. His footsteps were soundless. His heart pounded, not from fear, but from what he might see or hear. his face cold as steel. He found her in the study. Amora sat on a white velvet chair, sipping wine, flipping through a magazine like she didn't have a care in the world. She looked older, but beautiful as ever. Her diamond necklace glinted under the chandelier's light. Jason stepped forward, into the room. She looked up casually, until her glass slipped from her hand, shattering on the floor. Her lips trembled. Joe. Jason. And the suspense continues. Watch out for the last season. Do you think Amora still loves Jason? Do you think Amora is under an invisible influence? Come to the comment section and drop your opinions. Thanks always. You are valued. Subscribe and like for more great and beautiful stories.